back. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Let me go home. I'm just too far.
And we're back. This is Boomer Life on CL 650. Joining us in the studio today from HomeCareAssistance are Carolina Arosa, President, HomeCareAssistance, and Jay Arosa, Partner and Director. StatsCan projects there's going to be 9.8 million seniors in this country by the year 2036. So let's talk a little bit about the specialized care that you provide at HomeCareAssistance and the philosophy behind your balanced care method, because I know it's a great story.
Yes.
Who wants to start? Jay?
No, I'll share a little bit more about our balanced care method. We're very proud of this. This is essentially the philosophy of our company, but also the cornerstone or foundation of the training we provide our professional caregivers when they go out to our clients. There's a lot of different areas in the world that we know of that do things right, that help and allow seniors to age to a very old age in life and live quality lives. One of these areas is Okinawa, Japan. So the balanced care method is based on research and studies that were done in Okinawa, Japan, which we know has the highest concentration of centenarians, or people that live almost to 100 or beyond 100 on the earth. There's other areas for sure, but Okinawa is definitely one of them. And if you look at, there wasn't just one study done in Okinawa. There's a number of them, and if you look at all of them, it's really not rocket science in terms of what really contributes and allows these seniors to live healthy old lives with a low incidence of dementia, low incidence of cancer, low incidence of heart disease. It comes down to 5 factors. One is diet and nutrition. Second is physical activity. Third is mental stimulation. The fourth is having social ties, constant social ties or socialization. And the fifth is having a sense of calm and purpose. So this essentially becomes the foundation of the type of care we provide. Anytime we take on a client, as part of, and Carolina will talk a little bit more about this because we have a thorough sort of process of gathering information about the client to prepare a good care plan, but we take all of these factors into account because this information gets shared with a care provider that then provides the care, and they're held accountable to make sure that we're engaging our clients in all these 5 different areas. So this is definitely one of our approaches to care that's very different. It's a holistic approach, and it's something that we're very proud of.
Yeah, so to add to that, when my case managers go in and do an assessment with the clients, aside from finding out what their, physical condition or medical condition is, they also take time to find out, what are some foods that you enjoy? Do you have any dietary restrictions? What are some physical activities that you like doing or would like to with the help of a companion? What are some mental activities or hobbies that you've enjoyed in the past but can no longer do because you feel debilitated by your condition that we can help you with?
Could be someone who played bridge every week and all of a sudden they weren't playing bridge and not getting that social interaction that they need.
Absolutely. I mean, just the other day we had a gentleman who used to be part of a bowling club and stopped that because he felt debilitated by his condition. And now he and his caregivers are going there on a weekly basis. So simple things like that, I mean, it's important for us to get that information that can also help support our caregivers to ensure that they're set up for success when they eventually meet and work with the clients. We also try to find out, what's your social network like? How many members of your family are still around? Do you still meet with your friends? And we try to promote that social interaction as much as possible. So all that information we capture during the assessment, and then we share that with the caregiver. And when we look for a caregiver, we make sure that we also find a caregiver who shares a lot of the same interests, who can stimulate the caregiver stimulate the client in all these different areas as well. And that's where the whole matching process comes into play, because we also, on our end, when we hire our caregivers, find out what their own hobbies and interests are as well. So in a little way, it's a little bit of like a Match.com.
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like matchmaking.
Yes. So we do a little bit of that, and what that does is that it helps, again, promote a purpose-filled life for our client, but also helps the caregiver feel fulfilled with the work that they're doing with the client. So it's not them just about cleaning the client or, cooking for them. It's about them engaging them with life, really.
It's a win-win for
It
everybody.
is, it is.
So that's your philosophy with the balanced care
Absolutely.
method. Let's talk a little bit more in detail about the other program that you offer, which is the cognitive therapeutics method.
Yeah.
What is that?
So we're really proud of this program. And again, this came about because of the huge epidemic around dementia. And so what we did was we hired a neuropsychologist who developed this program. So he studied different non-pharmacological interventions to help address cognitive decline. And as a result, he and his team put together a series of workbooks and tools that the caregivers do one-on-one in the homes of the client with them. So this isn't like a typical memory game. You know, there are a lot of memory games or, you know, apps, if you will, that seniors can use to stimulate their memory. This is so much more than that because we don't just stimulate the memory. We stimulate 5 different domains of the brain: memory, executive function, attention, language, and visual spatial perception.
So you're stimulating the mind.
The mind as a whole. So all the different sort of domains of the mind. Plus, this isn't done via a software in the computer. This is done in a very personalized fashion between the caregiver and the client.
Like a one-on-one.
One-on-one, very non-confrontational, you know, in the comfort of their home. They're not in a clinical setting, nor are they in front of a computer. And it's really not about getting the right answer. You know, a lot of these memory games, it's time-based and you can't move to the next level if you don't get the right answer. For us, it's really about the process. Because whether or not they get the right answer, they're engaged. Their mind is engaged. And so we try to do it in a way that's fun, that's encouraging and nurturing for the client.
And not intimidating.
And not
or
intimidating.
Anxiety-ridden.
Yeah.
Or
And we've had a lot of great results. I mean, of course, with each different client who suffer from different levels of cognitive decline, the result will be different. But it's just really heartwarming to hear some of the stories that come from the caregivers and the clients' families. You know, we had a client recently who was an architect. And, you know, ever since the onset of his dementia, refused to pick up a pen because he was so debilitated, he was so insecure because of his condition. But, you know, one of the activities of cognitive therapeutics involves writing and drawing. And so he was encouraged by his caregiver to do this. And because of the relationship he had with her, he was able to pick up the pencil. And that just lit up his face and completely transformed him. And he said, you know what, this is the first time I've picked up a pencil since I've been diagnosed with this. And it brought him back to life. We have a lot of clients who, you know, have a renewed sense of confidence. And because of that, we're finding that their balance is improved because their focus is improved. We're finding that people who never used to remember their grandkids' names are now remembering them all of a sudden.
They're eating more.
They're eating more. They're
social.
sitting up straighter. You know, they're engaging in life. They're not just existing. They're engaging because they realize, you know what? I still have something left in me, and I still have the, you know, ability to engage in life. And this program has showed them that. And for caregivers, it's the most rewarding thing because now they don't have to rack their brains to think, what am I going to do with my clients? This gives them something to actually do with their clients, and they see for themselves, you know, the impact on their clients. Plus, for them, it's fun as well. So all around, it's a win-win situation, and we feel very proud and rewarded that we have this program to offer.
Yeah, no, and we're really proud about this program. We see how it impacts the lives of our clients, and it's important to note, you know, currently there is no cure for dementia or Alzheimer's, whether it's pharmacological or non-pharmacological. But there are certainly things that you can do to make sure that you are trying to preserve as much as possible what's still cognitively there. And that's something that this program is aimed to be able to do, and I think does quite successfully. One other note that I'll mention is this is not just designed for people with dementia. Certainly it can benefit those with early to mid level dementia, but it could benefit those with what is called mild cognitive impairment, or
just your average aging.
Exactly, those
Yeah.
that have like a pre-dementia, or even those that don't have any level of cognitive impairment, but just want to make sure to stay mentally fit. One final thing I will mention about the cognitive therapeutics method, as well as the balanced care method that we discussed earlier, is that we don't charge extra for this. This is value add and just part of the regular services that we provide as part of our professional caregiving.
Yeah.
And we're talking about home care assistance. We're also talking about some of the benefits that you can have if you have a loved one or family member in need of assistance. Tell us what the first connection is like.
So the first connection is they would probably see us online or see our signage or see our
Or hear
various
us on the
advertising
radio.
or hear us on the radio or hear us by word of mouth. So they would call our office and, they would always get a live person. So we don't have a huge call center. They'll always get a live person when they call. So they talk to either myself or any one of my case managers. And really, we would find out, what is it that you need? We're there to listen. What is it that you need? Not just, what your loved one needs, but also you as a family member caring for them. What do you need? So really get a sense of their needs before we start talking about how we can help them, because we want to make sure that whatever we, offer to them is something that's relevant to their needs. After that, we would set up an in-home assessment. And so one of my case managers, who are either social workers or nurses, would go out, meet with them for like about an hour's assessment. Again, really getting a sense of their needs, their environment, but more than that, getting a sense of their personhood, their background, their personality, their interests. All of that factor then into the customized care plan that the case manager would then create for the client, and then would help our office staff start looking for the caregiver that would be a perfect fit for them based on skill level as well as shared interests. After that, the caregiver would start. After the first visit, the case manager would call to check in to see how everything went, if they're happy with the standard of care.
So there's a
that the
follow-up
caregiver
program as well.
Absolutely, immediately the day after. Then they would do a home visit a week after, again, to make sure that everything's in place and that they're happy, and then on a monthly basis after that. And really, the purpose for that is to make sure that the case manager is on top of the care, is able to take a more proactive stance rather than a reactive stance, and to make sure that the goals that were set at the assessment and in the care plan are being followed through.
So a lot of time and effort is put into it. You must get a lot of sort of crisis management type calls from somebody as a caregiver saying, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. It's my mom or my dad and they're so in need, and I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And we get that all the time, and that's why, I'm so proud of the caliber of staff that I have. Again, my case managers, social workers and nurses with over 20 years of experience. So they're seasoned professionals who know how to deal with these situations and can guide the family accordingly. Again, they're there to be advocates for the clients. They're there to be resources for the family members. We have a lot of clients who don't have any family members or whose family members live far away. So we're able to be their surrogate family, if you will. The case managers attend case conferences on behalf of the family members. They go to doctors' meetings. They're able to, provide recommendations to resources in the community, whether it be PTs, OTs, or recreational resources as well. So all that provides the family with peace of mind. So really, our service is two-pronged. I mean, yes, we do care for the sick, aging parent, if you will, but we also provide that peace of mind for the family member to know that their loved one is being cared for like one of our members of our family.
And your caregivers and your case managers are available round the clock?
24/7.
Like an emergency phone line?
Absolutely. So at the close of business day at 5 o'clock or on weekends, if they call, they'll get a live voice, our answering service. It'll be a live voice, getting down their information, and then they'll call whoever the case manager is on call, and immediately within a matter of minutes, the case manager will call in and help address their needs.
Well, we know that your case managers are highly qualified, well-educated, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, huge, history in the medical industry. Are they screened? Are they bonded? Are they insured? How does that work?
So our case managers are, again, top caliber. Our caregivers as well. So we make sure that all our caregivers are bonded and insured. They go through rigorous background checks, reference checks, plus personality screening tests. So we have specially developed psychological screening tests that tell us if the caregivers are a good caregiver and are conscientious and whatnot. So this is an additional step that we take that, is different again from all the other agencies. So we do very much our due diligence. And then in addition to making sure that we hire caregivers that are already properly trained, we also provide them with additional education and training through our HomeCareAssistance University, which, like I mentioned, we provide free of charge. And it has over 100 different courses that our caregivers can take on that can help supplement the education and training that they already have.
Well, it sounds great. So hold that thought, because I know we'll talk more about this level of care provided in a home, and we're also going to talk a little bit more about your online university. You are listening to Boomer Life on CL 650. Joining us in the studio from Home Care Assistance are Carolina Arosa, President of Home Care Assistance, and Jay Arosa, Partner and Director at Home Care Assistance. For more information, please visit the website. There's lots of information there. HomeCareAssistanceVancouver.ca. Home Care Assistance is also a company that offers specialized dementia care and the convenience of hourly care in your home. And we're about to define what home means. That's next on CL 650's Boomer Life.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.